What's going on, everybody? It is U-Turn Crowbat here, and you are watching U-Turn Central. Now, before we get started, please make sure you go into the description, make sure you click on the link for Poketown, make sure you show them some U-Turn love, make sure you join up. Now, I am bringing you another Wi-Fi battle against Big Ben. This would probably be our third or fourth battle, which is amazing. Now, this particular battle, however, while we're battling, I was not doing good at all, guys. I was not doing good at all, but the only reason why I am uploading this battle is for Big Ben. I wanted to give him a battle where he can kind of show off his team. Now, I guess this battle is all about Big Ben because he wanted to kind of sponsor his team, and his team did an amazing job. So that's why I kind of wanted to do him this favor. I kind of wanted to upload this battle so he can have something to go by. I wanted to upload this battle so he can kind of show his fans what his team can do. So let's get right into the battle, and let's see how bad I do. Let's see how awful I do. But like I had mentioned in a previous video, I did want to try and get some more battles out of this team. That's why I went up against Big Ben with this team. So he ends up going out to his Frogger and his Politoed, and I go into my Espeon because I want to try and get, I will get my screens up. Now, I'm thinking right this second that I might save my Espeon for later in battles, so then, you know, I'll have a full HP Espeon that will be able to use the screens, and the screens will help me later in battle. So I'm thinking of just saving my Espeon, but while this battle is going, I did not think that. So, I ended up going for my light screen and my reflect, which is perfectly fine, because that does raise my team's defense. But he ends up taking me out right then and there with an, I do believe it was a Night Slash. I didn't really catch that, but he ends up taking my Espeon out regardless. So, at this rate, I just go into my Braviary because I want to try and get off a Brave Bird. Now, he ends up withdrawing, and he ends up going out into his Heliolisk. Now, his Heliolisk is part ground, which is whatever. I mean, that's the only reason why I switch out, because my Brave Bird would not have been able to really do anything to the Heliolisk. So, I switch out into my Sylveon, into my beautiful, shiny Sylveon. He does go for a Choice Banded Volt Switch, though, and he does get my Sylveon down to less than half, which is really, really unfortunate for me. So he ends up going into his Gliscor. Now, guys, I need to tell you a story here about Gliscors in general. For the past few days, I have been having some serious problems with Gliscors. And if you want to use this information and use it against me, that's perfectly fine. I might just hate you afterwards. But I have been having some serious issues with Gliscors because I've been going down left and right to Gliscors, and it's been sucky. It has been awful. So when he brought out this Gliscor, I was thinking, okay, well, I'm done. I might as well just call it good game right then and there and leave. But I'm not like that. I don't quit. When my back is up against the wall, I don't quit. So he ends up going for his Gliscor, and I just barely take it out with a Hyper Beam. Now, I was hoping I'd do more, I was hoping I'd at least get it down to at least 30 HP, but it's whatever. He ends up going for the Earthquake. Does not do anything to my Sylveon. My Sylveon is a special bulky kind, and I am very proud of him. So I end up getting the Lefty's recovery while he keeps getting the Poison Hill recovery, and that's what I hate. That's what I hate. But, you know, what can I do? All I can do is just try and take this thing out. The only Pokemon that can take it out is my Porygon because it does no Ice Beam. But Big Ben does not let me do that. As you'll see here, I do switch out into my Porygon because I do want to hit it with an Ice Beam. But the Gliscor does end up using Roost, plus he ends up using the Poison Heal. Now, at this point, you know, I wanted to try and take this thing out. He ends up using like Toxic on my Porygon, which is just awful. He might as well just poison my whole team at this rate. So I end up using my Ice Beam. Now, typically that would have taken it out, but certain Gliscors, if not all Gliscors, are bulky. Now that is why I was not able to take it out. Now, at this point, I just want to curl up in a ball and die, and just cry as well, because, you know, I would have loved, my day would have been so much better if I had taken that Gliscor out. But unfortunately I didn't, but I just move on like a trooper, I move on like a warrior, because I gotta move on, I gotta continue this battle, I gotta fight forward. And I gotta try and win at least, you know? So I end up going into my Jellicent because I want to try and maybe burn, maybe use the Hex on the Poison Gliscor. I don't really know if that would really work, but I would have wanted to try that anyway. But I end up using the Poison on the Heliolisk, which is awesome because, like I said, I wanted to try and poison or burn someone, and I was happy I was able to poison the Heliolisk. Now, once again, the Heliolisk ends up going for the Choice Banded Volt Switch and nearly takes my Jellicent out. Not that it really matters, but that is when my Cursed Body kicks in and disables the Volt Switch. But like I said, not that it really matters, but he ends up going into his Whiscash, and I do try and go for I did not predict him to switch out, so that is why I went for my Hex. Now his Whiscash, believe it or not, does know and does go for Dragon Dance. I've never ever faced a Whiscash before in competitive battling, so I did not know what this thing could do. I did not know what this thing was all about, so I was kind of scared. I'll admit it. I was kind of scared. So I end up switching out into my Nidoking because he would know. I was thinking he was gonna go for something. I was hoping he was gonna go for some electric attack because he is power electric. Now, I did predict right, and he did hit me. He did try and hit me with an electric attack, which does not do anything, but he ends up outspeeding and goes for an Aqua Tail and just wrecks my Nidoking. So, and that I'm very disappointed in that because I did try and want to do something to the Whiscash, so I ended up switching out into my Sylveon because I wanted to try and, I don't know, just do something. I just wanted to try and do anything to the Whiscash. So he ends up using another Dragon Dance while I use a Moonblast because the only reason why I wanted to use a Moonblast is for that reason right there, is because I wanted to try and get his special attack to drop. Now, I end up going for, well, I do get the Luck Boost recovery while I do get the Toxic off on me, unfortunately, but he ends up using the Spark on my Sylveon, and it does more than I wish. Speaking of wish, I end up using Wish because I want to try and get my HP back. Or if I don't get my HP back, I will want to try and get some of my teammates' HP back. So I end up living at 59 HP, and he does use another Earthquake on my Sylveon, and he does take me out, which is very, very unfortunate. So Big Ben, I congratulate you on that because Sylveon was one of my favorite Pokemon on my team. So congratulations on that. I'm pretty mad at you. But it's alright, dude. It's alright. So I end up switching out into my Porygon, and he just hits me. He does not do much to my Porygon at all, which is awesome. So I end up hitting him with an Ice Beam because, I don't know, just because. Don't ask me why I do what I do. I just wanted to hit him. So he ends up hitting me with an Earthquake, which takes me out right there. Well, he ends up... The reason why I said he takes me out is only because, I was living at 7 HP. I mean, like, what... what are my chances that I live at 7 HP? So, luckily, I do get my recover off, though, because I am able to live. So, he ends up switching out into his Frogger, his Politoed with Drizzle. So that will make him outspeed here and there. So I'm kind of thinking I don't want him hitting my Porygon again, so I end up switching out into my Braviary. Now, I know he does know some water moves, and he might outspeed and take my Braviary out, but I just wanted to try. I wanted to try, guys. I just wanted to try. So I ended up going out into my Substitute because I did not want to get hit with any of his attacks, and I did want to try and, I don't know, just try and live and just try and get a Brave Bird off. So I did, that's what I wanted to do. I did go for my Substitute, and I did hit a Brave Bird, but it does not take the Politoed out. It does not take his Frogger out. Now, I wasn't thinking it was going to take it out. I was not in the mindset where I was going to, I was thinking, if I hit this Brave Bird, it's going to take it out. Nope, I was not thinking that. I was just thinking, I can do, I was going to try and do quite a bit of damage at least. So I end up using the Roost because this Heliolisk can just wipe my face completely off if I let it. So I end up using the Roost, and I want to switch out because I don't want my braviary going down right this second, you know. I want to try and preserve it at least. I want to try. So I end up going for my Jellicent because I'm thinking, if he hits me with something, hopefully my Curse Body will hit. And it does, but the thing is, he ends up withdrawing anyway, so it doesn't really matter at all like last time. So he ends up going into his Red Tsunami. His Red Gyarados, guys. What an amazing Pokemon. What an amazing name for the Gyarados. I am jealous of that name. Red Tsunami is quite the beast if you ask me. So he ends up Mega Evolving his Gyarados, which is part Dragon at this point, but not that it really matters because I can't really do anything to him at this point. So he ends up using Dragon Dance, which is perfectly fine, even though he'll just destroy me. This was a bad battling day for me, guys. So if you want to make fun of me or want to yell at me at how bad I was doing, then go right ahead because I deserve it. But I end up using the Recover because I want to try and take some of his attacks. Now, he did use 2 Dragon Dances, which is just god-awful because at this rate, even though I will resist it, if he ends up using not resist it, well, I may resist a Waterfall or I may get damaged by it if you guys want to let me know, but at this rate, if he did use a Waterfall on my Jellicent, then it would do quite a bit of damage, but instead, he ends up using the Earthquake, which is awesome. I mean, this is Pokemon logic right here. How in the hell does a Gyarados use Earthquake? What, does it just slam his entire body against the ground? Like, I don't get it. But I end up going into my Braviary, and because I was hoping he was going to use another EQ, and he does, and I do predict that quite well. Now, this is a chance for me to try and get some damage off, and I go for my Brave Bird, and I do leave him with less than half HP, which is awesome, but that just leaves me with trying to figure out what else to do. Now, he ends up living at probably about like 15 to 20 HP plus the poison. Now he ends up getting my Braviary down, unfortunately, with the Waterfall. I mean, I knew at some point he was going to be using a water move. I knew that, but you know, I kind of wanted to try and take that risk and just see what he could do. So he ends up going into his Malamar after his Gyarados goes down to the Toxic. Now I'm thinking, okay, what can I do to take this Malamar out? What in the hell can I even do? So I end up going into my Porygon because I want to try and maybe I'll use a Recover. Maybe I'll just try and do something. But my Porygon is my Porygon is normal. And the superpower is a fighting move. Now, even though it does not take it out, the Malamar does get all that, does get his attack and everything else risen because of that. And I ended up using the Recover, which is awesome. I'm glad he didn't outspeed or anything, but he does use a superpower again. Now, at this point, it just nearly takes me out. Now, the reason why he did more is because he was able to get all his stats and everything, you know, risen because of the superpower. Now, I do go down to the Toxic, which is really, really unfortunate, but like I mentioned before, this was an awful battling day for me, guys. It was so awful. But I will congratulate you, Big Ben, on a battle. Now, the funny thing is, he and I, later that night, he and I did have another battle. And the battle that he and I had was better than this one. He still won, of course, right? But it was better than this one. Now, stupid thing, I did not save it. After battles, I just kind of try and decide what I want to do fast and try and get into another battle. So, stupid me, I wasn't thinking that I just end up saying no to saving it. So, that was my fault there. Sorry, Big Ben, for not saving it. Stupid me. But at least I got this battle off. At least I got this battle up for you. And I hope that you can use this to your advantage, guy, because you wanted this to kind of promote your team, and that's awesome, and I hope you do. This was a great battle to do so. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and of course, above all else, guys, do not forget to Arceus, rate, comment, and subscribe. All right, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoyed this battle. I will be bringing more battles to you. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Peace.